Hey everyone, what up? Matt Geyser here. Now Atelier Yumia, the Alchemist of Memories and Envisioned is here. It's finally here. And to be honest, it's a really amazing game and honestly, really lots of fun. But at the same time, it can be a little bit overwhelming, especially with a lot of things that the game throws at you. So in this, I wanted to do at least essential tips and tricks guide of what you should do when playing this game, so it can be easier to process and understand. Now tip 1 should be on how to utilize your gun. Now Atelier Yumia provides you with a gun that you can use, with having two various modes. One that will let you scan for enemies and what levels they are, as well as the nearby items, as well as your regular gun which allows you to shoot to collect faraway items as well as also stun enemies for a preemptive strike. Key note to notice is to utilize both modes to know which enemies are stronger than you, which enemies are weaker than you. I would also utilize on using the gun also to shoot at enemies to get you a preemptive strike so they'll be stunned, so you can attack them first when you go into battle instead of just fighting normally and get a much bigger head start than you usually do. Tip number 2 is obviously gathering as much materials as you need throughout your surroundings, as a lot of them will be essential, especially when crafting for new recipes, new items, new things that you want to progress through the story, as well as upgrade your materials and gear, and so on and so forth. And a lot of them will provide you with brand new recipes when you collect certain items throughout the whole game. So no matter what you do, I suggest you collect the nearest item available as possible, as the world of Atelier Yumia is surrounded with lots of items. A lot of them can be essential, especially through the side quests and main story, and once again also when synthesizing a lot of these materials to create new special items. My third tip would have to be as doing many quests as you can possible, whether it's doing things like the random quests, the side quests, or even the character quests. Do as many as you can do possible, as not only will they provide you skill points, but also EXP and essential special rewards no matter what. So whatever you do, even though you probably care more about the story and the journey, I suggest you do these side quests, as they can help you a lot, especially when gaining new skill points to upgrade your skill tree. My fourth tip would have to be is synthesizing as many items as you can possible, not only to get more skill points, but also be able to experiment with any alchemy cores and do lots of recipe recalls. And also, bonus, also try to balance between the various skill trees you have, from exploration to synthesis and combat, and make sure you spend wisely on what you want to choose. And also, when you approach on doing the building mechanic, have a workbench to be placed to build whatever you want. As well, if you're lazy on trying to create your own base of operations, there's always the pre-registered blueprints available, so you can choose which building you want to create, and it will be automatically set up for you. Tip number 5 is to find nearby shrines as well as blocks and mana geysers, as the certain landmarks like say the prayer shrines, as well as the energy blocks, old ruins and mana geysers, as well as the treasure troves are very essential and very handy, as each of them will provide you energy prisms, which will be essential for unlocking skills later down the line that require more than just the skill points. Especially the prayer shrines, as even though they do involve doing some puzzle solving here, it is absolutely worth it to get more energy prisms, as well as to find mana geysers that provide you with energy particles, which is essential especially when making new recipes during the recipe recall situation. That is one thing you need to absolutely do when exploring through this game, and be observant about energy collecting. My 6th tip would have to be is to use simple synthesis to keep replenishing your essential materials, whether it's bullets, zip gloves, or even machine kits. And at times you should balance of what you really need right now, whether you need a camping kit or not, or even bandages to replenish your party's HP after a very tough fight. Whatever you need to do is to keep tabs on what to make especially if you do run out of bullets or a camping kit, or don't have like a machine kit already. So keep that in mind, especially as that costs a little bit of energy and materials, but that's something to keep noting when you do explore throughout this game. My 7th tip would have to be through doing the combat, and I suggest you position yourself where you're more comfortable doing battle, especially against areas that might, wear the camera where it becomes too close for comfort, as well as also have the time to switch between stances so you get to utilize on which one is better, as depending on the stance, enemies will have a certain weakness too, and it's best to master between stances or even switch between them to fairly get a good combo and to know which enemy is weak to, whether it's close range or long range attacks. And when enemies are stunned, you will see an icon from your party member showing you to activate the item, and that'll let you to switch between items to use a friend action. Also, I recommend on evading enemy attacks when they glow red and do a noise, and to do a perfect dodge. And when you do a perfect dodge, I also recommend you switch between a party member from either your front or your back row to perform a precision counter, which will perform a special follow-up attack that will inflict stealth elements, and even perform a special attack that can even drain and deal damage to stun an enemy. And I will also give you an option to switch between party members as well. So that's something to keep an eye on, as also keep a lookout for your party members if they're stunned or not, because they can also be stunned as much as the enemies. Tip number 8 is to find nearby fast travel points, as well as do things like repair ziplines and ladders nearby. Obviously it goes up without saying that you should definitely find any fast travel points nearby so you can be able to fast travel to areas you've been to, just in case you want to go to areas that do take up a good chunk, especially for those who don't have the motorcycle yet, and especially those who don't want to walk around for hours beyond relief. And also you should come across any ziplines and repair them immediately so you can zip through areas that will get through destinations and shortcuts much faster, as well as any ladders that are broken. You should also be able to repair them nearby, and often those two mechanics will provide a puzzle that you need to complete, but it's so worth it, and doing so will allow you to progress through other areas that you've never been to. My 9th tip would have to be is to ensure that your energy core stays recharged. Now beware of doing things like taking fall damage, or going through mana bound areas, or even riding the bike, as that does drain your energy, as well as also using simple synthesis that can also drain energy when crafting the special items like the zip glove, the bullets, and the camping kit, etc. And if you do come across things like mana flowers, find them, as it will help replenish your energy core, as well as also going to your energy recharge station that can be found at your atelier that can fully recharge the energy core. Because should you lose the entire energy core, you won't be able to do things like unlock mana circulators that are essential when clearing out mana bound areas, or even if you're going against combat, if you have 0 energy, you'll be provided with a very dangerous handicap, so make sure that you keep your energy fully recharged no matter what. And my final tip would have to be is to follow the pioneering effort and do the various objectives they will provide you. Whether it's to synthesize something, have a character perform the same skill 20 times, or even do lots of crafting or planting throughout the areas. Whatever you do those certain objectives, as they'll provide you with lots of rewards, like giving you a fishing lure, as well as more skill points and other various benefits. And it's something to keep on track, especially as they'll help you, gather you new areas to explore and keep you on tabs of what to do, especially throughout the game. So consider it to be a checklist of sorts, and do those various objectives if you can possible, as you'll be also gain things like EXP and skill points. And that would have to be my tips, my essential tips and tricks of what you should be doing when playing Atelier Yumia, the Alchemist of Memories, and Envisioned. I hope you guys enjoyed this and found this guide helpful during your travels. Let me know down in the comments if you do, and if you enjoyed this guide, please like the video, click the subscribe button if you're new, and hit that bell notification icon if you want more Atelier Yumia content. I got another guide in the pipeline I want to unveil soon. So until then, Mad Geyser out.